Hey guys, I hope we're all keeping well. My name's Gavin and today I'm going to be teaching you how you can achieve that sort of textured, messy look in your hair. Sort of like a textured fringe. You can play around with this and do different styles as well. First off, a bit about my background. I am a barber. I was full-time cutting hair for 4 years, and just over 4 years ago I founded Poseidon Hair, which is a range of men's hairstyling products that are specifically designed to help you achieve those sort of messy textured looks. So those are the products I'm going to be using today in this tutorial. First off, before we even start styling, you want to make sure your hair is damp and wet. This is because it allows the hair products to stick a lot easier into the hair. So yeah, you want to be making sure that your hair is damp, definitely not too wet. Like I've let mine air dry a little bit. But yeah, without further ado, the first hair product we're going to be using is a sea salt spray. We're just going to give it a big shake and we're going to start spraying it probably maybe 4 inches away from our hair. The amount you use is totally going to be dependent on the length of your hair. My hair is quite short. It comes down like, well, not quite short, but it just comes down past my eyes. So I'm using like maybe 7 squirts. The next thing we're going to do, and this is very important, is we're going to take our hands and we're going to scrunch it in. The mistake I see a lot of lads using when they put hair products in is they just focus too much on the ends and not the roots. And it's very important to have a nice foundation of hair product in the roots of your hair, and the best way to do this is to scrunch instead of pull it out. Think of your hands like a claw. So you're going to see me scrunching it in just like this, and we can already see a lot more texture movement in the hair. One thing you're going to notice though is that once it gets to the ends, there isn't much texture at all. So the way we fix this is we elevate the hair like this and we put some sea salt spray in the front, just 2 or 3 squirts, and then I'll go side on so you can see properly, just kind of scrunch it out like this, and that's what's going to create that sort of like lift and fluffiness. So we can see a lot of texture already, but unfortunately just this isn't going to keep the hairstyle holding all day. So I'm going to go in with some grooming clay. This is going to add some more texture into the hair as well and give it that all day hold. I'm just going to be taking about that much, quite a small amount. I'm going to be rubbing it in all over my hands, not just my fingertips. And I'm going to keep going until you can't see it anymore. It's very important there's no clumps left. And I'm going to be applying it with my palms, not the fingers. Not too focused on the style here. Again, this same scrunch motion, getting it into the root, and the same thing in the front here. So yeah, not too focused on styling right now, just making sure that my hair is full of the product. And yeah, that's looking pretty good. The next thing you want to do is kind of up to you. You can either let it air dry, which is what I'm going to do because I'm not really doing anything right now. This will maybe take like, I don't know, 15-20 minutes, and you can go and like cook your breakfast or do whatever you want while it's drying. The other option is if you're in a rush, you can blow dry your hair, but it's very important you have one of these, a diffuser attachment. We also have one on the Poseidon range, which is all linked in the description, by the way, if you want to pick one up. The reason you need the diffuser is because it's going to distribute the air from the hair dryer and allow everything to sit a bit more natural, and all these curls we've just created aren't going to go anywhere. But I'm just going to let my hair air dry, so I'll come back to you when it's dry. Okay, this is already starting to look way better than it has at the start, but I still want a little bit more texture and hold, so I'm going to go in with a little bit more grooming clay just while it's dry. And one thing I forgot to say is that if you are drying your hair with a hairdryer, you want to make sure you're still doing that scrunch motion I was showing you earlier with the claw. This is very important, and you want to be cycling between medium and low heat. You definitely don't want to go for high heat. This is going to create frizz in the hair and it's just going to ruin the look. But anyway, going to be putting a bit more grooming clay into my hands, and I'm going to be doing that scrunch but a little bit slower and more gentle, just into the tips, not as much the roots, as we already have plenty of hair product into the roots. And yeah, this is definitely adding a lot more natural sort of wave that I want. So from here you can kind of decide what you want to do. Like, do you want it really fluffy and puffed out, or do you want to kind of control that in? Totally up to you as long as you're scrunching it. And yeah, now we're almost there with the look, but one thing I always struggle with is getting texture in this back part here. That's why I'm going to take a little bit of texture powder. This is going to be great for anyone who's still followed all the steps but is struggling to see the texture. This will be a nice seal of the deal. So what you do is you open up the texture powder and you just tap some into the back here, as you can see me doing here. You can also tap it into your hands if you prefer doing that, and then just like before, scrunch, 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 just scrunching it in, and you can see all the extra added texture we're getting in the back here now. And yeah, that's pretty much the style finished. If you want to try this style out for yourself, you totally can. All the products I use today in this video are going to be linked in the first line of the description. By supporting Poseidon Hair Products, you allow me to keep creating these tutorials for free, so if you do go on to purchase, thank you so much. Anyway, if you like this video, please leave a like, it really helps me out. And if you want to see some more hair content and tutorials, subscribe to the channel. If you want to request any other tutorials, you totally can, or if you need help, you can send me an email at gavin@poseidonhair.com. As for tutorials, you can just leave any requests in the comments and I'll try my best to get to them. Anyway, that's all for today. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.